So hello again, post car wash. Gonna head down to Plano to the Tesla delivery center. Got notice that my truck will be ready for delivery on Wednesday, so it may have already arrived. Go take a look at the new wheels. Of course, I've seen the Cyber wheels 1,000 times. Maybe they've got a demo with the Cyber wheels I can take a drive in. This non-foundation series CyberBeast that we're in right now has the core wheels, and I think they look fine. Better than fine. I think they look fantastic. The pictures you see online from Tesla, they look like beach ball donuts, and they don't look like that in real life. They're not as beefy as the Cyber wheels, I'll give you that. Good looking Lambo here coming across the street intersection from us. I guess that's a Lambo. I think so. So, anyway, the Cyber wheels were on the truck that I picked online from the inventory that they had for the Foundation Series CyberBeast with the white interior. I kind of like this gray, but again, the white is supposed to be a step up. No cost difference. Maybe you have some retail value on the other end. So anyway, the only thing I'm really concerned about is the tires. These tires ride nice. The tires are quiet. At 80 or 85 miles an hour, there's some wind noise in the CyberTruck, but that's nothing to do with the tires. So, trying to decide what's the best going forward. It was nice that Tesla gave me a do-over on this truck. The regenerative braking that has gone out a few times is not that big a deal. I mean, the brakes still work for the short period of time the regen's not working, but the fact that they offered to buy it back, I saw that as a great positive, if for no other reason, to get a model year newer, because although I got this on the 22nd of December, it was still a model 2024. So I thought at a minimum I would get a 2025 Cybertruck. That's worth $10,000 or $15,000 just being a model year newer. And then start looking at the deep discounts they have on the Foundation Series, about $12,000, and the inclusion of free supercharging. That makes the Foundation Series a little bit attractive. You get the Cyber wheels, no extra cost. Get the white interior, no extra cost. So it's great to have the opportunity to have that do-over. So now I just got to decide if I did the right do-over. I'm sure I can swap the Cyber tires for core tires somewhere, or buy the other, sell these, or sell the new ones. If anybody out there has any direct experience with both that can confirm or let me know that the Cyber wheels are not much, if any, louder. I've had this for 7,408 miles, and I haven't been off the road at all. FSD did take me on the unbeaten path one time, going through some dirt and gravel. But other than that, I have had no desire or inclination to go off-roading. Did go to Colorado last month. There are some great off-roading places in Colorado, especially in the summertime, that might be fun to do. But I still think I would want all-season tires, since that's the majority of my driving is city or highway. So give me your thoughts. It looks like most of the original Foundation series, most of those came with the Cyber wheels. I know sometime later on last year you could order them with the core wheels. But I like the look of the Pirelli tires as well. The Wrangler, you know, they're just Goodyear tires. Again, I think the core wheels look great. I can't think of any reason not to prefer the core wheels. So like everybody else, we're still rocking along on FSD version 13.2.8. Guess we've all had this now for 3+ months. I've seen some videos where the spring software update has come out for some folks. I'm on the early access program. Was invited to that and agreed to that, but not sure there's been an update since they invited me to that, so I haven't had any updates. Well, no FSD updates. But I have noticed some improvements as far as lane centering, and I can tell that the routing or GPS, it's learning. Coming out of that car wash, if I engage FSD while I'm still sitting under the canopy, it turns and then wants to turn right in front of the car wash exit, and there's no way out there. It just takes you into a dirt lot, and I have to intervene and turn left. I guess it was last week before, for the first time I engaged FSD, and it turned the blinker on and went left. So it learns. Very cool to see when that is taking place. And on the highways, I've seen some lane wander, primarily to the left-hand side in the CyberTruck. That's not as bad in the last 2 or 3 weeks. So I don't know if that's just an unlabeled improvement to FSD. Or just a good experience, I'm not sure. Storm drainage pipe going in here. My goodness. subcontract that out for some of the jobs we used to do once upon a time. We started this journey in Salina, Texas, came south down through Prosper, and now we're kind of on the north border of McKinney. Make a zip and a zag down here and go over to Highway 75, cut down through McKinney to Plano for the Tesla service / delivery center. Beautiful day. Beautiful day to go for a drive. Especially when FSD is doing all the work. It's so relaxing. It's just so enjoyable. FSD did such a great job on roundabouts, watching for traffic, appropriate place to enter. Maybe a little too cautious there, if that's such a thing. Most of the FSD videos I watch on YouTube are all from Model Ys and Model 3s, or mostly. Not too many in CyberTrucks, but the people that do have both have talked about how much better the FSD is in the cars. No, I know there are some functions that haven't come to the truck yet, like the Smart Summon and leaving from, pulling out of a parking space or out of a garage. When I engage FSD from my garage, the truck starts to turn the wheel and acts like it's going to try to go, but then doesn't. I get a little bit of a nudge on the accelerator. As soon as the wheels start rolling, it takes over and then does fine. So I know there's a few things like that where the truck is behind the cars. But as far as the nuances of how it maneuvers the traffic, I've just seen people comment about how much better the cars are. I find very, very little to complain about in the truck as far as just, negotiating traffic, getting on and off of freeways, merging on traffic, construction zones, broken down cars, school zones. All that it does is just fabulous. turning south here on Central Expressway. 14 miles and 15 minutes from the Tesla store. Emergency intervention away from all this water. Whoa, sorry. There we go. You just had a bath, you want to go through a dirty bath. Anyway, when I give more people a reason to hate Cybertrucks or drivers of Cybertrucks, just can't help myself. So I originally had 90 days of full self-driving and free supercharging when I got this CyberTruck back on December 22nd. And the supercharging promptly ended on March 22nd. But the FSD, I had 2 additional months that were given out like I think they did the rest of the fleet. And so that ends the 22nd of this month. I was fully ready to start paying $100 a month. It'd be nice to have it included on the new CyberTruck. And lifetime charging also. Although the first 6 weeks I had this truck, I charged, except for the very first day. I think I went to the supercharger the first afternoon I got the truck. Other than that, everything was charged at home. It's just too easy, too convenient, and just almost free. My charge is about 6 cents a kilowatt hour, so I can fill this thing up for $6 or $8 from empty. It costs $30 or $40 at a supercharger or more. So unless you're road tripping, the free supercharging is nice, but hard to put a dollar value on that. It's not like it's worth $5,000 or $10,000. There's a version 4 supercharger behind me in Melissa, just about 5 minutes to the north of here. We're headed south now. That I used to go to all the time. The version 4 was super fast, up to 326, 330 kilowatts when my battery was down pretty low. It just gave me an excuse to go in and use Bucky's super clean bathrooms and get one of their home style root beers. Right now the wind noise is barely perceptible. No tire noise. So nervous about how loud these all-terrain tires might be. They're so beefy. Difference in price of the Foundation Series CyberBeast versus say an all-wheel drive CyberTruck. The lease payment is almost, or finance payments, it's almost twice as much per month. Gotta pay for a lot of supercharging. Of course, when you buy a CyberTruck, it's not for the financial sense. It's just a cool vehicle. The CyberBeast is just scary, scary fast. And having the Foundation Series, I was a Tesla fan. I've been a Tesla stockholder 6 or 8 years, but only really become a Tesla / FSD fanatic, since I've had this truck. It's so surprisingly good. Just kind of makes me want to have a Foundation Series CyberBeast. won't be any more like that. I know they're going to have a launch or foundation series, something on the new Sportster. But my gosh, that's going to be expensive, and the vehicle's not big enough for me to get in. Elon's a pretty big fella too, but this truck is just really comfortable, super easy to get in and out of, haul stuff. The vault in back is great for carrying things safely, weather tight. Take control immediately. Okay, we did. There's a CyberTruck sitting right up there. It's not a foundation. That's not a foundation. Let's see. There's a beast.